2024 was a game-changing year for cars, with over 50 high-performance models hitting the scene. Let's dive into the top 10 standout cars of the year.
We start off with the Rolls-Royce Phantom in 10th place. Since the Phantom has never failed to live up to expectations since its birth, it is safe to say that it has become legendary. It is also legendary because Rolls-Royce kept the V12, despite the fact that it is 2024 and it feels illegal to see a V12. Not to mention the excellent Phantom's design, which gives competition to other automakers that produce luxurious limousines. Given that it ranks first in its class, we could conclude that it deserves a place on this list.
Imagine a car, a station wagon with race car performance. Well, in 9th place is the Porsche Panamera. That's right, the Porsche's family car with the GT3's performance. This Porsche deserves to be nicknamed as the silent hitman because the things that the Panamera does are insane, and yet nobody has noticed. Given how insane the Panamera is, some people believe it should take the position of James Bond's Aston Martin since it performs better. Porsche brought the Panamera to the Nürburgring, the most difficult racetrack in the world, as soon as it was released, and it instantly set a record as the fastest luxury car with a combustion engine or hybrid. This is another factor contributing to the car's 9th place ranking.
Number 8 is a super hardcore lightweight track car. It is Italian, and it has 630 horsepower. I'm not talking about Ferrari, but close. It is the Maserati MC20 GT2 Stradale. If this track weapon weren't a limited edition, it would be in a lower ranking in this list, because what Maserati has done here is tremendous. The MC20 GT2 Stradale is a beefed-up MC20 that is specially built for the track with its weight-saving components and the insane power-to-weight ratio, promising a great track performance. And the way it looks, you might even say it is the new version of its iconic ancestor, the MC12.
Now let's move on to number 7. In some way, it's quite fascinating. It is a speed weapon, a limited edition version of the only electric vehicle that is favored by petrol heads. Did you guess it? Yes, that is the new Rimac Nevera R. Rimac recently created a track version of the well-known Rimac Nevera, the Nevera R, which is recognized for its lightning speed and other amazing abilities. With more than 2,100 horsepower, it can accelerate to 300 kilometers per hour in less than 9 seconds. When it comes to cars, it is a real bullet.
Number 6. Probably this one was expected, or maybe the expectations were too high. It is Italian, known as a #1 budget supercar. It is the Lamborghini Temerario, a successor to the somehow legendary V10 Lamborghini Huracan. But here's the big question. Since the power plant of the Temerario is a V8 hybrid, will it be as fascinating as the Huracan? Well, we don't have an idea. However, its figures are quite interesting. It contains over 900 horsepower with a top speed of over 340 kilometers per hour. I have to say, it does have a promising outlook overall.
Number 5. This might be controversial. We are talking about the big guns of the car world, a very new age, high-tech track weapon, and part of the generational legendary trio known as the Holy Trinity. but the McLaren W1, a successor to the iconic P1. McLaren had to redesign their engine and use the same technology used in their F1 cars to build this track monster. It is, of course, breathtaking. You may be wondering why it ranks number 5 on this list. Well, it is because it had lots of backlash about the design, and many petrolheads have said that although its performance is great, it will never be as aesthetic as its predecessor, the P1, and that's why, ladies and gentlemen, it ranks number 5 on this list.
Coming in 4th place, it is known as a top-class British Grand Tourer, the 4th generation Bentley Continental GT. The new Conti's situation was somehow odd. The loss of the W12 engine was quite tragic, and when they announced that they had replaced it with a V8 hybrid, people were curious. When it was released, almost every petrolhead was very impressed by the redesign and how it performed regardless of the added weight. The new Conti contains more than 770 horsepower with 1,000 max torque and a top speed of 335 km.
We are now down to the top 3 of 2024's greatest cars. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The third car on the list is in some way the greatest Grand Tourer presented in 2024. Coming from England and never broke any petrolhead's heart, the Aston Martin Vanquish, a 830 horsepower Super GT with a 5.2-liter twin-turbo V12. That's right, no EV motors here, just pure old-school engineering. It is the leader of its competition. An alpha in the GT world, truly the last of its kind in current times. Now I understand why James Bond loves this car. Coming to the second car on the list, it is known for setting extreme high-speed records, also known as the fighter jet for the road. What color is your Bugatti? That's right, it is the Bugatti Tourbillon, a successor to the well-known W16 quad-turbo Bugatti Chiron. But the Tourbillon is a little bit different. Firstly, the very impressive power plant, which is a massive V16 hybrid that produces 1,800 horsepower. That's insane. Then Bugatti is claiming that the Tourbillon could easily reach 500 kilometers per hour with the right tires. And now we are waiting for Bugatti to prove their claim, because once they prove it, it would be a matter of time for them to take back the fastest production car record from Koenigsegg. After all, Bugatti has a reputation for going above and beyond, and this time they have done it again. And now we finally come to number 1, the moment you've been waiting for, the reason why you are watching this video. We promise you are not going to be disappointed because this car ticks all boxes from every needed factor. It comes from a country where they always brag about freedom. It is the best for the bucks. It is the greatest car presented in Montpellier. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Corvette C8 ZR1, a 1,000 horsepower twin-turbo V8 speed weapon with a top speed of 375 kilometers per hour. A car like this, with old-school engineering that has almost hypercar performance and is cheaper than the cheapest supercars you can find, is truly a petrolhead's dream in times like this.